Who's ready for Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey to face their biggest progress tests so far in 49ers uniforms? Hello again from my hometown, Main Street, downtown Visalia, Bank of the Sierra building. We're going to start to talk 49ers Cowboys, and we're going to do so within the context of what the 49ers did to the Cardinals just yesterday. Nice little transition in between games. But what the 49ers did against Arizona, there was some historic stuff there. You start with the quarterback, Brock Purdy, franchise record, 95.2% completion rate, highest completion rate in NFL history with an average throw distance of over 8 yards for Brock Purdy. So it wasn't like he was just dinking and dunking his way to that completion rate. This was truly impressive stuff from Purdy, and the table is set perfectly because this is the first time that Brock is going to face a defense that's already faced him and has had the benefit of an off season to look at his tape and try to make adjustments. And the Dallas Cowboys. The Arizona Cardinals did face Brock Purdy last year, but they have an entirely new coaching staff this season, mostly new players, so I don't count that. But the Cowboys, essentially the same iteration of a really good pass rush, really aggressive cornerbacks. They held Brock Purdy in check last year. I thought that he played a good turnover-free football game for the 49ers against the Cowboys to help lead the 49ers to that win. It was a big boy win against Dallas, but it was the lowest efficiency that Brock Purdy has seen as 49ers starting quarterback outside of the game where he got hurt in Philadelphia. So challenge will be on for the 49ers here against the Dallas Cowboys. And I think that, as far as measuring sticks go, it's going to be ideal for the 49ers to have to take on Dallas at this point of the season. Torrid start, Purdy, number one in the NFL in QBR. Christian McCaffrey leading the league in rushing. The 49ers have two MVP candidates in Purdy and Christian McCaffrey on their football team. So you basically take all of these superlatives that are going on right now and you get to apply them against a Dallas Cowboys team that is leading the league in defensive DVOA. The 49ers, by the way, are number 2 in offense DVOA. The performance by expected points added per play from the 49ers offense against the Arizona Cardinals was even more efficient than what the Miami Dolphins did when they scored 70 points against the Denver Broncos. So this is a marquee matchup, headlining matchup. Number 1 Dallas defense against the number 2 49ers offense. If you want to take a further zoom out and look at the other side of the football, that's where I think the 49ers have a true advantage in this game, because their defense is a top 10 unit, despite the fact that they struggled for a couple drives yesterday. They're number 7 DVOA. And Dallas's offense, they're actually number 16. It's been a mediocre Dallas offense so far this season behind Dak Prescott. And they're running a completely different offense. Remember, Dak was throwing too many interceptions last year. That was a big problem for the Dallas Cowboys. Well, they moved to what they call a Texas Coast offense in Dallas. And what that means is that Mike McCarthy said, okay, we're going to implement some West Coast offensive concepts, shorter passing, with and kind of combine it with what we were already running, what worked best for Dak Prescott. And what's happened so far is that Prescott's getting rid of the ball much more quickly. It's more of a quick release offense, but the average air yards have gone way down. So he's on the bottom half of the average air yards when he was well up in the top echelon of quarterbacks last year. You guys know I'm not a big air yards equal quarterback quality kind of guy, but it's a very stylistic indicator, right? So Dallas is throwing quicker and they're throwing shorter this season. But the problem for them is that their sack rate given up hasn't really gone down. They're still giving up sacks on about 4.2% of dropbacks. And although Dak Prescott's interception rate has gone down because he's not taking as many chances downfield, the explosiveness of the offense has gone down along with it. So when you measure adjusted net yards per attempt, which factors in yards per attempt and interceptions and touchdown passes, it's about the same this year and last year. And Dallas's offense wasn't great last year with all those picks from Dak Prescott. So the 49ers have a pronounced advantage in this game when it comes to their defense against Dallas's offense. I don't think that the Cowboys' offensive line is what it used to be. Tyron Smith, their best O-lineman, left tackle. He's missed the past couple games. I'm not sure if he's going to be ready to go against the 49ers. Terrence Steele is the right tackle, isn't very good. I think the 49ers should be able to push the pocket again, even if they don't get sacks. If they could push Prescott off of his position and make him continue to resort to a relatively inefficient short passing game, they win on defense, right? So it's about covering CeeDee Lamb. He's the top Dallas receiver. It's about covering a balanced offense with that tight end position and Tony Pollard. But most of all, it's about winning that battle up front. And if the 49ers hold serve in that regard, I do think that they have a pronounced advantage. Again, top 10 defense against a mediocre Dallas offense. But the marquee matchup is really on the other side of the football. And, you know, we talk about how much progress can the 49ers show with Christian McCaffrey and Brock Purdy. And the reason I bring up McCaffrey is because last year against Dallas, the 49ers didn't run the ball with all too much ease. Only like 3.5 yards per carry in the playoffs. So it wasn't like all the games this year where they're just torching opponents on the ground. And the way to beat Dallas is with that rushing attack, right? Because, I mean, the Cowboys, number one defense this year in DVOA, but they've had one bad game against Arizona. They've dominated everybody else, which has elevated the rankings. Yesterday, I mean, it was just a joke against the Patriots. They're preying on Mac Jones yesterday. But when you look at what happened against the Cardinals, it was bad. And it was, you know, Dallas, they like to be bullies on defense. They like to pin their ears back. They like to get after the passer, big-time pass rush. They like their cornerbacks to gamble. But if somebody runs straight at them, then the bully starts to cower away. And that's exactly what the Arizona Cardinals did. The Cardinals rushed for 222 yards, 7.4 per carry, and all of a sudden the bully started crying and ran away. And the Dallas Cowboys lost to the Arizona Cardinals. That's significant because the 49ers can do the same thing that Arizona did. The 49ers are built in that same way. I think Arizona, in a way, is trying to emulate the 49ers style of play offensively by running a lot. They tried to take it to the 49ers in that regard yesterday, but it didn't quite work out. So last year, the 49ers weren't really able to run against Dallas the way that they can run against other teams, but I think that Christian McCaffrey's vision this year is so much better. I hardly ever see Christian McCaffrey on his back. Even on, you know, runs where he's tackled, he's bowling over people now. He's running with a different kind of aggressive physical mentality that I've never seen from him before. He is slipping through holes with greater command than I've ever seen before. He's obviously more comfortable in Kyle Shanahan's offense. And the rushing efficiency for the 49ers has shot up. So the 3.5 yards per carry that Dallas held the 49ers to last year, it's going to be really, really hard to keep that up this year. I think that the 49ers can take it to Dallas on the ground, assuming they stay balanced with Brock Purdy delivering as efficiently as he has, especially if they stay that balanced. I really do think they can keep Dallas off kilter defensively. And if you keep them off kilter, Micah Parsons can't pin his ears back as much. DeMarcus Lawrence can't pin his ears back as much. I mean, the Cowboys, they blitz 31% of the time. They blitz at the 7th highest rate in the league. So the 49ers have faced in 2 consecutive weeks the highest blitz rate ever in the New York Giants, 85%, and then the lowest blitz rate in the league from the Arizona Cardinals, who blitzed 17% of the time against the 49ers yesterday. The 49ers should be schematically prepared for whatever Dallas throws at them in this game. But it's a question of personnel, right? And the Cowboys' personnel, pass rushing wise, is a completely different beast than what the 49ers have faced in yet this season. I know TJ Watt was really good in week 1, and I think the Steelers have a good pass rush, but Dallas is at a different level. So this is going to be a massive test for the 49ers to diffuse that pass rush with Christian McCaffrey running the football, obviously, behind the offensive line. 49ers O-line against the Cardinals only gave up 3 pressures all game. That was their best performance all season. So McKivitz, Burford, all those guys will be tested as well. But on top of that, it's going to be a test for Brock Purdy to see how he can manage this game. Can he, A, avoid the giveaways that he avoided so well against Dallas last year and has avoided so well this season? And can he manage and kind of shepherd a balanced attack that tames a wildly aggressive defense? Because the Cowboys, I said they're front runners before. They're very, very good when they're ahead. You saw what happened when they were ahead against the New York Giants. They blew them out. They blew out the Patriots yesterday. They can prey on passes. There was a pick six yesterday. It doesn't matter. They don't have Trayvon Diggs. Still have really good corners who can just dead set on errant footballs when that pass rush is roaring with a lead. But when the Cowboys are behind, you see what happened against Arizona, and that's what the 49ers have to do to them, and that's what Brock Purdy has to oversee. That's what Christian McCaffrey has to be part of. It's a team effort for the 49ers' two MVP candidates, Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey, and it's going to be a true barometer here of how much they've improved. This is the game of the week for a reason. It's going to be really good, and hopefully I kind of illustrated how the 49ers can turn the page from Arizona to the Cowboys with this explanation. All right, everybody take care. I'm at Convention Center Plaza here in downtown Visalia. This is where we used to have our high school proms back in the day in this old convention center building. So reliving some of the memories here in Visalia while I'm back home for a couple days before Cowboys week begins in earnest. We'll talk to you soon.